Forex. A very, very warm welcome to each one of you. This is Nira Freen, your host, and as you know, I come live between 4 to 8 p.m. and this is the time where we talk 4 hours a day, talking about markets, talking about financial markets, and everything that's happening across the globe. And not just that, we are also basically talking about so many other things that we should be talking about. Guys, this forum is an interactive session, which I would like you guys to have an interactive session with me. But unfortunately, you guys never ask me any questions or you guys never clarify any questions. I want you guys to clarify your doubts with me, clarify your, whatever you have. And let's just keep this as casual as possible, guys, because we want to make sure that we are, there for you at every step. The point here is a lot of you come on the stream, but don't ask me any questions, don't uh, chat with me, don't, ask me anything actually. So I want you guys to keep this interactive so that we know what are we actually heading towards. So let me just begin my day. As you all know, Zbit is live. Zbit is basically available on it's available on Play Store. So you can download the app. Basically, the iOS users, you don't have the access because it is only available for Android users. So please use that, okay, for downloading the app. And for the iOS users, I want you guys to basically use my link, which is which is this. I will share you the link actually. You can use this normal desktop link and use my invite code because without this, I will not be able to share any tips, any information. Guys, you all know for a fact that outside the market, such kind of courses are actually paid courses. But here we are educating you guys free of cost, which means that we are giving you all the useful information that you need to know and need to have. So please, it's our request when you come to the platform, make sure that you download this app, start our spot and futures trading, app. Like, you can start spot and futures trading on our app and start your journey. While I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to give you tips. I'm going to give you technical analysis. I'm going to give you everything that I know about the markets. And yes, so let me put my, as usual, favorite indicators, my linear regression indicator. It's a 1 hour chart. I will be putting it into 5 minutes chart. All right, this is my 5 minutes chart. Then I have my DMI and RSI, which I use it as a combination. So let's see. All right. So I think we are set for the day. Now let me first, before I actually go to something else, let me go. Yeah. So let's begin. Okay. So people who have been following me, you guys know from morning I've been sharing a lot of insights about Ethereum. How does Ethereum look like? What does it look like for Ethereum future? What does it look like for Ethereum to, in coming few days, what the outlook looks like, and all these things are being discussed. So let's start our day. Bitcoin being at 110, I think 109 is what it reached in the morning, right? So it's negative by 2.35%. Ethereum is down by 5.15%. Today, Ethereum is having a bad day. Of course, bad day doesn't mean that we are going to cry over it. Bad day means that it is a time for an opportunity. It is time for buying. So with dollar cost averaging in mind, I would want you guys, whenever the price is hitting the rock bottom below 30 on the RSI charts, you can look for a position, not completely dedicating your overall capital or portfolio towards it, but a little portion of it can be allocated just in case price further goes down, which is basically going to be the thing. So if price is continuing to go below the 4,300 benchmark or 4,060 benchmark, then it might as well reach below 3,500 or something. That is what is the future prediction looks like. But just in case if it's going to cross the resistance levels, then basically it will be reaching maybe it might be touching 4,800 and 5,000, 5,200 above. So you might as well see some kind of history getting created for Ethereum. So we'll have to watch it out. So in this kind of indecisive zones or uncertainties, the only thing that we can do at this moment is divide your lots into different lot sizes, and don't invest everything in one go. Buy today being a dip, you can buy it because Ethereum's market is right now down by almost 5%. So at this moment, a little portion of your money can go towards buying it now. And just in case price further goes down, which it is basically seeing the forecast, the prediction looks like that if Ethereum is going to go like 4,060 level, basically it might come down below $4,000. Like it might reach somewhere around 3,500 or somewhere around that prices it will be hovering around. So to take advantage of these kind of situations, the best way is take advantage of the dollar cost averaging. Buy today at the dip, just in case the price doesn't go up and you do not make profit in the immediate a go, then you can basically buy it again when it further drops down, maybe next week. And then further if it drops down next week, then you can go on buying at 2 to 3 weeks. But by end of September or mid of September, most probably you will see some kind of growth in or the pullback in Ethereum's prices, given that Ethereum is basically a very high volatile and high utility coin. Now why do I say you might see a surge again is because this has been always the case with Ethereum, especially because Ethereum has outshined Bitcoin also in a lot of ways. So we know for a fact that it can basically further go up. This can be a minor pullback. So we have seen in different time frames today by analyzing the like moving averages. So I have analyzed on 10-day moving average, 50-day moving average, then 200-day moving average. So on each one of them, there is a different pattern altogether. So each one of them is indicating different thing. So like the short term, if I talk about the short term trend, basically it's in an indecisive trend where the 10-day period is basically reflecting that the price is basically, I think it's above. Just a second, let me just check my Telegram community. I'll tell you what it is. So on a on a 5 minute chart, short-term trend is basically reflecting downtrend, and both 50-day and SMA, 50-day SMA and 200-day SMA is above the price. So that is what is reflecting on the 15 minutes time frame. 10-day SMA is below price, while 20-day SMA is basically above price. So it is a fixed indecisive trend. and this short-term momentum basically is slightly up, but overall medium-term trend is slightly down or weak. And in trading, this is often referred to as a pullback in a downtrend or a weak up move inside a larger downtrend. So on a 4-hour chart, 50-day period, basically SMA is showing starting of a downtrend. Okay, there is a starting of a downtrend on a longer time frame on a 4-hour chart. On a day long-term trend chart, like daily time frame, 50-day and 200 SMA is reflecting strong uptrend still. So blue line we know is basically 50-day SMA, and yellow line is 200 SMA. So that is what it is reflecting. So on a longer term basis, still there is an uptrend, but coming to like lower time frames like 4 hours chart, it is showing of a sign of downtrend. It is starting of a downtrend. But on a medium term trend, if I talk like short term or medium term, this it's an indecisive zone. Like it's right now, it can be like a pullback, it can be a downtrend, it can be a start of a downtrend, or it can be a pullback where market is kind of in accumulation and distribution and mitigation phase. So we have to be careful in the short term, because from this zone we might not be if we take a position here and the start of a downtrend happens from here, then there might be a there might be an issue, because the money might get stuck for a longer period of time until again the reversal comes and the price starts bouncing back to its original form. Because the long term trends remain strong in an uptrend, but medium and short term is kind of little weak and is showing some kind of different analysis altogether. So we'll have to see what exactly is happening in the uh, overall front. Now, Ethereum on the upside, it can hit up to like 5,000 to 5,200 in the next 4 weeks. About 11 to 16% is what is expected the growth in coming few weeks. Now, right now, the key levels are break above 4,880, which will signal the next rally. So if it breaks above 4,880, which kind of it created this high last time, so it can rally above 5,000, 5,200 that we are predicting. And if in case it drops below 4,060, which kind of right now थोड़े थोड़े उसके इम्कानात वैसे ही लगते हैं, 4060 तक चला जाएगा, तो वो हो सकता है कि 4060 पे अगर गिर जाए तो 3940 या फिर 3500 के आसपास के तरफ पहुंच जाए, और एक्सट्रीम केसेस में शायद 2600 के केस में पहुंच जाए. एनीवेज अग्रेसिव अगर एंट्री स्ट्रैटेजीज की मैं बात करूं तो अग्रेसिव स्ट्रैटेजी ये हो सकती है कि बाय डिप्स नियर 4300 एंड 4400 विद स्टॉप लॉस अंडर 4060. ये एक अग्रेसिव वो हो सकती है. कंजर्वेटिव अप्रोच में बेसिकली वेट फॉर ब्रेकआउट अबव 4880 टू कंफर्म अप ट्रेंड. दो चीजें हैं, अग्रेसिव एक हो गया कंजर्वेटिव. तो दोनों में भी आपको जिस तरीके के आप ट्रेड लेना चाहते हो वो आप अपनी strategy fit कर सकते हो. ETH right now is looking bullish, but success depends on holding above 4060. अगर 4060 को होल्ड नहीं कर पाएगा तो शायद और फर्दर गिर जाएगा. एंड अगर 4880 को ब्रेक नहीं करेगा तो जो नई रैली बनने वाली है वो नहीं बन पाएगी. मीडियम हाई कॉन्फिडेंस फॉर अ रन टुवर्ड्स 5K बाय लेट सितंबर. तो ये एक बेसिकली ट्रेंड है ETH का. Crypto markets are you have to watch all these things out. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the crypto markets, guys. What's happening on the crypto markets front? Let's see that, and then we'll move on to the technical analysis side of it. Okay. So right now, crypto market basically is experiencing volatility. So BTC, it has declined to approximately 110. You can see it is down by almost 2.5% from the previous close. The price has reached a high of 113, and now it is at a low of 109 during the day. So Ethereum is basically trading at around 4,351, we all know, and it is down by 5% almost from the previous close, and it hit an intraday high of 4,611, and a low of 4,323 is what is being seen. So this downturn is attributed to significant market events. A 2.7 billion Bitcoin bale sale and a 13.8 billion options expiry have contributed to this price drop. So this is what has actually brought Bitcoin and Ethereum down. So there has been options expiry that kind of brought the markets down. US government has recently taken a stance on XRP, which has added to the market uncertainty. So these three are the major reasons. Despite these challenges, the market is remaining active with Ethereum gaining market share from Bitcoin. So even when basically markets are like doing well on the other side, or if they're not doing well, there will be ups and downs that will be always contributing towards the uh, upholding of the cryptocurrency market. So on the US financial markets update, the Dow Jones Industrial Average basically is up by 0.17%, trading at 456.79. S&P 500, it is gaining around 0.36%, reaching to around $648.92. Investors basically they are waiting for the upcoming personal consumption expenditure data. So basically the Federal Reserve preferred inflation gauge, uh, which basically can influence future interest rate decisions. So if the consumption data or the consumption expenditure basically, I mean, whatever it looks like in coming future, basis that they will be deciding whether they want to increase or decrease the interest rate. So that is in the coming future for the Federal Reserve to decide. Additionally, the Indian rupee basically it has fallen to an all-time low against the US dollars, impacted by the US recent tariffs. So Indian rupee is basically playing around now. So it has fallen now. Let's see what's the price right now. I want to check the price. So one US dollar is like 88.15. So 88.15 is what Okay. So SPDR, Dow Jones basically, it is also at 0.80. It's up. Although the crypto markets are also positive, but not crypto markets, the financial markets. iShares MSCI basically 0.20 percent, sorry, 0.35%, not 0.35, 0.40% actually. And then gold shares ETF is up by 0.73%. And iShares Silver Trust basically 1.50%. United States Oil Fund is 75.24%. Not 75 to 0.74%. So there is an overall market decline. The total crypto market capitalization it has fallen to like almost 3.8 trillion. You can see, so it's below like 4 trillion US dollars. And then there are top tokens slump. Nearly 95 of the top 100 crypto coins are trading lower, with Bitcoin decreasing about 2.7% and Ethereum dropping to approximately 500. We can see it here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Only 14 of them are positive. Rest of them are all basically negative. So this retracement to late summer and early September cooling, it's a typical correction following recent bullish momentum. So there's still optimism around strong accumulation by long-term holders and ETF inflows. 81 million into Bitcoin ETFs and 370 into Ethereum ETFs. So that is what it is currently showing. Now, what is lying in front of all of us is there is institutional interest in Ethereum, which is surging. ETH has focused ETFs, which are drawing nearly 500 million today, reinforcing its long-term fundamentals. So, Ethereum is remaining as a foundational player in DeFi and Web3, and investors are increasingly eyeing on the ecosystem tokens like Uniswap, Aave, and the meme meets tech token layer break for approximately 10 to 20x upside potential. This the regulatory catalyst which are contributing towards the ETF expansion and stablecoin clarity is the US SEC is considering a generic listing standards for crypto ETFs, which could simplify the process under the 1940 Act, and it will potentially enable ETFs for Doge, Solana, XRP, and more by September 2025. Meanwhile, Genius Act enacted in July 2025. It is mandating that stablecoins should be backed by 1 to 1 US dollars or equivalent low risk assets, boosting transparency and regulatory confidence. So I think this is also a very good move, I can tell you, because what's happening is under this Genius Act, it's giving a great clarity just in case someday anything goes wrong, there should be proper backing. That's what is, the regulatory framework is all about. It shouldn't be just like a, digital currency existing there with no backup. Like someday someone ask you to pay, not in digital form but in any other form, then it should be backed by real money is what is being told about or backed about for it. Recent white paper has highlighted the stable coins are driving a banking 2.0 transformation, and they are integrating crypto into the traditional finance more deeply. So we've heard about tokenization, we've heard about movements where the digital assets are being converted into sorry, the normal assets are being converted into digital assets and things like that. So there is um, stable coins which are driving the banking 2.0 version. Like that is what is seen on the institutional adoption and the supply constraints. There's a wave of crypto treasury companies which is forming over 150 million, sorry, over 150 public listed entities now collectively holding nearly 1 million BTC. So reducing exchange liquidity to under 15% and reshaping the supply dynamics altogether. And this trend is basically reinforcing Bitcoin's role as digital gold, especially as more corporations look to crypto for long-term value reserves. So on that front, we know now what is happening. Coming to the long-term projections and thematic trends, the forecasts are remaining bullish. Bitcoin can reach about 175 to 250K by end of 2025, and Ethereum ETFs can push up to nearly $15,000 momentum. And if the momentum is continuing to be this way, it can. Now, the broader trends are fueling the next bull market, including AI plus crypto convergence, AI native tokens powering decentralized machine learning, tokenization of real world assets, instruments like bonds, real estate, and commodities are going digital. RWA market could reach trillions by 2030. On the stablecoins front, stablecoins are stepping into mainstream banking driven by clear legislation like the Genius Act. So that is what is seeing on the overall broader perspective on the long-term projections and the thematic trends. So overall summary of the crypto markets is like market direction. Today's snapshot, if I talk about 2% pullback across major 2 to 5% major pullback across all major tokens. ETF inflows, macro cues, and support levels. That is what we're supposed to be watching. Ethereum and altcoins, strong institutional inflows, fresh altcoin interest. Uni, Aave, Albred as breakout plays. Regulation front, ETF framework evolving. Stablecoin clarity improving, and SEC decision genius act in execution. On the institutional flow, Bitcoin has been hoarded by treasuries. Supply scarcity, growing adoption as store of value. On the long-term trends, bullish forecast, AI, AWS, stablecoins in focus, emerging sectors shaping crypto's horizons. So now what's next for all of us to watch out for in these kind of scenarios is daily or weekly updates on institutional crypto inflows, ETF progress and RWA developments, deep diving on specific altcoins like Uni, Aave or Layerbread, and then there is insights on technical charts or sentiments indicators which need to be looked upon. So that's the overall markets right now. That is what we're talking about. Let's move on to the technical side. Look at this jump. Cross the resistance level and reach 4,451. The overall buying pressure is very strong. The trend is strong. The selling pressure has come down on a 5 minutes time frame. All right. So all the altcoins we know for a fact that they follow basically Bitcoin rally. So because Bitcoin is basically not doing that great, Bitcoin is down, Ethereum is also down, the altcoins are also down today. So let's see. There was a small pullback since yesterday, since we've been trading and since we've been talking technical analysis yesterday. So just in case this pullback, what happens is after a major profit taking time, basically market goes for a small pullback, and that's where the accumulation and the mitigation, or whatever you call it, as distribution phase happens, where it kind of accumulates the orders. Because if there's not enough demand in the market, like at 4,600, like last yesterday it reached the all-time high, like not all-time high, it reached the high of 4,600, and that's where people started taking profits. So if once the people start taking profits, then there has to be buy orders, like what do you call it, back to balance it out, right? So that's when at 4,600 there was not much of buying that was happening. People were not willing to buy at that level still, so the price was not shooting up. So at that point in time, the market basically pulled back completely, the liquidity completely came down, and then at 4,200, 300 is what the recent support zone was. So they have come back to that level, and now they're trying to accumulate the orders at this level. So if demand at these zones are going to be good, then they will continue to rise, and we will see that the markets will continue to grow at this level, and the price might surpass the levels that we are looking at. So let's see what will happen on that front, and we'll continue to watch the markets for some time. At this point in time, it has, of course, surpassed the resistance level, the linear regression channel. We can see clearly that the DI plus is very strong, and the ADX is also indicating a strong trend. So if the buyers are going to be strong enough at this stage, then the prices will basically shoot up, and the analysis that we're talking about might be true, and we might see that a new high altogether might be created, and prices might shoot to that level. So let's see. I'm going to take a small 5 minutes break here, and then we'll continue talking about the markets and as and when we come back. Okay. So guys, let's move on. So the news also is kind of is a bit positive only. So we continue to see the markets going good for Ethereum. So let's just hope that we basically, whatever we all are aiming for, we will basically achieve it. So if the pressure at this point in time is building up, then we might see the price shooting back to 4,800 and above. So there will be a new, so then as per the articles and news everywhere. It just signifies that the price will, if the buying pressure builds up, then basically the price can shoot up to 4,800 is what is believed. So let's see. So in our spot trading, we have around close to we have close to around 35 pairs, if I'm not wrong. Sorry, 101 in futures and 32 in spot. So you have ample opportunity. So when there is federal rate cut, the borrowing cost, we all know, it kind of decreases, and allowing more capital to flow into financial markets, including crypto. So, so if interest rates are increasing, then people tend to basically put their money into any interest yielding, investments. But when it is decreasing, they will basically withdraw it, and at that point in time, they would like to invest into something which is giving them much more better than what they are actually getting. So traditional yield bearing assets like bonds, they become less attractive. Investors will seek higher returns and they'd like to put their money into either Bitcoin or Ethereum and things like that. So that's the reason we always see that cryptocurrencies are booming whenever the rate cuts are happening. So rate cuts will also weaken the US dollar, so which in turn will boost the crypto valuations priced in USD. So, and there's also, like, speculative momentum during these phases. There is like buy the rumor, sell the news kind of a thing, where crypto will often surge on a rate cut expectation, as seen recently, about the Federal Chair, Powell's dovish hints. So whenever there is a news that is going to come regarding the interest rate cuts, there will always be a rally towards crypto. So that's how the mechanisms play. So market enthusiasm spikes when rate cuts are expected, but long-term investors will balance optimism with risk management. So historically, observed cycles, like for example, Bitcoin, it rallied from $4,000 to 70,000 during pandemic era easing, but also it also faced sharp corrections after profits were booked. So somewhere or the other, each cryptocurrency or overall cryptocurrency market kind of gets impacted. The rate cuts, they narrow the yield gap between traditional benchmarks and also Ethereum staking rewards. So this will also boost the demand for Ether, especially from institutional investors. So overall, what is that you guys as investors or traders that you need to watch is Fed cuts, or hints. It will spark short-term rallies, but you need to watch for sell the new risk at this point in time. The dollar strength or weakness, a weak dollar will typically elevate crypto valuation. So because US dollar becomes weak at that point in time, you might see that the crypto valuations might go up. You also need to identify the RSI signals, signals overbought conditions or potential corrections, and then institutional inflows. ETF activity in corporate treasury allocations will bolster long-term demand, so that is also that needs to be watched out for. On the broader macroeconomic backdrop, inflation, labor data, and Fed independence impact timing and depth of cuts. So that's the reason we see that buy rate cuts matter so much for crypto. So lower borrowing cost and more liquidity boost will inflow into digital assets, and a weak dollar will inflate crypto prices, and market excitement will ignite short-term rallies, and you will have to be aware of the quick corrections there. Ethereum gains will add appeal as staking becomes more rewarding during such times, and long-term fundamentals are fortified by institutional adoption and ETF inflows. So these are the few things why rate cut matters for cryptocurrencies or crypto markets as such. So not much in the market that's happening. So basically, it's like right now the investors or the traders are taking a cautious stance ahead of major upcoming data points, particularly the July personal consumption expenditure and inflation figures, and further Fed commentary on potential rate cuts. So without any fresh signals, uh, participants are like often maintaining a wait and see approach, which will dampen the trading volume. So in coming future, whenever the new results or new decisions or things come up, then we might as well see some momentum on that. Um, global distractions right now, like UK bank, basically stocks are declining amid tax concerns. There is shift in global sentiments like Japan's ninja rally, but none of these have translated into broader US movement. So overall, at this point in time, because the upcoming decisions are pending, that's why we can see the markets are pulling back slowly and slightly, and then we might see the surge in the coming future. So because there's low volatility, earnings season is winding down. Many are sitting tight ahead of more meaningful economic signals. So uh, there's nothing much that is driving the markets at the moment. So in few days, maybe when the decision of the Federal Reserve will come up, that's when the markets will start moving. That's what at the moment is. Guys, use this link to register on the platform and use my code. My code is TZTVV. And don't forget to use this code, guys. All right. So let's continue to watch. At this stage, we can see after reaching the resistance level, it's kind of accumulating at that stage. Either there is again a downtrend that can come, which is not downtrend, I would say the price might continue to go down, which is a possibility. I will be changing my indicators here. Let me see. I'm going to put RSI here. Let's see where my levels are. Okay, so after reaching the exhaustion levels at overbought, now it's moving towards the neutral zone. So it might further fall down and reach the oversold territory, from where it can again take a pullback, which is one possibility. Second thing is, if it doesn't go that way, then it might touch the regression line in between, which is the red line, and then it might again shoot back and continue the trend. Usually it does happen, and price is trying to retrace back to the previous high. then it might, like I always say, it kind of accumulates at some stage. So that will happen, and that is what is happening here. So guys, any questions for me, you can ask me in the stream as I keep sharing all the useful information. If you think anything that we talk here makes any sense, feel free to ask me any questions. And continue to use our platform for trading. We have got around 32 pairs of spot trading and almost 101 pairs of futures trading. So you can choose to do any of the trades that you would like to. Just register yourself. The registration process is very simple, and you just need your passport. That's all to kind of verify yourself. Once you do that, you can deposit crypto, anything starting from $5 to any amount that you think you can, and you can start your spot trading journey with us. Let's see on a big time frames, like maybe 4 hours chart. I want to remove some drawings from here. So this is my 4 hours chart. Let's see some weekly charts and daily charts. So after staying at 4,110 for the whole year almost, Ethereum broke its high, it broke its support and resistance. You can clearly see here, I want to draw a horizontal line here. So back in 2024, you can see this was its, oh, what did I pick up? I picked up, sorry, horizontal line. So from 1,500, it broke to this level and now it's kind of creating. Now the previous resistance has become its support and you can see clearly every time the price dips here and price goes to that level. So this is where our 2025 has started. Overall year basically has been like hovering around back in 2024. If you see just about 2024 chart, if I see, it was hovering around this level, which is almost 2000 something, and it kind of went till 4,000, 4,100 and all. Then again, since 2025 starting, it's sitting near you see this was the range, and then slowly in the month of, then when was this? This was in August. It broke the resistance level. All this years, like continuously, it was just around this area only. If you see back in 2023, also it was somewhere here. As usual, you can see the price was playing in this zone, and then suddenly it broke here, almost around, I think the price broke Let's keep it till here. And this is where it broke. Starting of the month. And the resistance was broken on in December. And last year it was broken in July. So now this year basically you can clearly see. Let me just open this 2025 more further down. 2025 since January, let's see. So this is where my first January candle is. So during January 2025 also, starting of the year, since then also the price was following, like was being in this support and resistance. This is where it made a new high altogether. So after starting from this level, which is around 3,755, again it tested back that region here. From where it began, and then now it broke that level. So you see, every year some of the months are significant enough. So this was a candle which broke the resistance, right? What is this? Let's see what could have driven the prices. So clearly on the 4-hour charts, you can see that the market is in accumulation phase right now, which means it's not able to take any momentum here, given that the markets are right now trying to accumulate some orders here. So that's why there's not much of rally that's happening. So So right now, whatever the dip we are seeing, it's all because of various reasons. So one of the major reasons is Avalanche basically is taking the spotlight right now. So the transactions on Avalanche has gone up to almost 66% in just 1 week, like around 11.9 million has been processed across 181,300 active wallets which are found on Avalanche. The US government adoption of Avalanche Tech plus renewed ETF filings have tied to Avalanche. And these positions of Avalanche are not just, alt, another alt, but a blockchain gaining institutional credibility and real world utility. So if you've been hearing Bitcoin, Ethereum being, adopted or getting a lot of momentum, now is the time that people are also switching towards Avalanche, and Avalanche is gaining a lot of popularity among, the sentiments, and the sentiments are changing totally towards that. Other than that, US banks are basically, versus crypto laundering numbers. So the FinCEN revealed US banks laundered around 312 billion for Chinese money networks between 2020 to 24, and crypto-linked illicit activities were around 189 billion in 5 years. So this is undercutting the crypto crime stigma, showing that traditional banks are more corrupt than crypto markets. So there is obviously strong narrative win for crypto regulation debates now. Policymakers may be softer on crypto, and banking giants are looking, worse. That's the reason. We can see all the cryptos are negative right now. The CFTC is opening door for offshore exchanges. Offshore platforms can now legally serve US clients under the Foreign Board of Trade registration, and this framework has existed for other assets since 1990s and now explicitly applies to crypto. And acting director Carolyn Farm framed it as crypto sprint for win for President Trump. So there is more liquidity, easier access for US traders, less fragmentation between US and global exchanges, and this could actually narrow spreads and improve volumes. So this is what is happening on the offshore exchanges front. BTC is down by 2.8%. Ethereum is down by 3.75 despite of positive headlines. Broader risk of environment, equities are also soft and traders are positioning ahead of September Fed meeting. So the rate cut expectations are pulling capital into wait and see mode. So at this moment, expecting that the price will further shoot up. Now is the time when all the traders are basically looking for wait and see mode. So there is some kind of accumulation phase that's going on, and that is what is having a lot of, that a lot of impact on the markets. So the today's breakout star is the Avalanche narrative, banks worse than crypto for money laundering, and CFTC is opening floodgates for global liquidity. Still, risk off, traders are cautious into September macro catalyst. So at this moment, whatever you're seeing, the price, wherever it is shooting down towards accumulation, and then we might see the surge coming up. Let's see. Let's continue to watch. So looks like a time for a downtrend has started because there is an indecisive, zone that I picked up in the morning. I told you guys on a smaller time frames, it's an indecisive zone. You can clearly see the prices are shooting down. It's almost reached the oversold territory on the 5 minutes time frame. It's already at 22. All right, so seems like price is trying to touch the previous support it created, and from there it will again bounce back to the price that we are looking for. So if the price at 4060 does not retain and the buyers are not going to remain strong there, then we might see the price shooting below 4000. So let's see what will happen on that front. So let's continue talking after the break, guys. So guys, I'm back. I'm going to remove this RSI and put another indicator, which is my DMI indicator, to see where my trend is heading. All right. So you can see the buying is very, very weak. The selling is strong, and the trend is also strong. What trend are we? Let's look at it. So there is a downtrend that is seen on a 5-minute time frame, which seems to be strong here. Let's play some games while the price is accumulating. If you guys want to help me, you can. I lost it.
Slow down and embrace the siha way of life. Indulge in a long, leisurely lunch. Let the aromas and flavors of Cypriot cuisine envelop you. Let the warmth of local traditions invite you. Live the siha way of life.
Okay, let's play once again. Hope this time I get it. Wait. Guys, we'll take a small 5 minutes break here. So guys, as you can see, So taking profit is totally your call, guys. While we took a position at this level here, 4272, 4343 is where we are. So anybody who's bought even one Ethereum, oh sorry, 4271. So we got a long position. Now it's totally up to you where do you want to take your profits, which you can book it as per your requirements. 4343 is where we are at. And somebody who took a position at 4271. You guys are standing at a $72 profit. That's totally subject to you guys where you want to take the profit and what you want to do. So I will not comment on that part. All right. So with that, we are heading towards the end of this session. There's only 7 minutes left. Anybody who is online or who is in this stream and would like to ask me any questions, you're welcome to do so. And if there's nothing that you would like to discuss or anything, please feel free to shoot out any questions in the chat room. Alright, let's finish this and let's connect tomorrow. So with this, I'm signing off. This is Nida Afreen, your Zebit host. Hopefully you were able to take some successful trades, and if anything that we discussed was good enough for you to make any kind of decisions, as well as it helped you out in your crypto journey, do hit like, subscribe, as well as whatever I'm sharing, please share it with your friends and family, and also make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow, guys.